Hi, Cheryl.
Good morning, Vicky.
Well, hello, everyone. We are back at it again. We wanted to bring you a safety minute today, but we wanted to just kind of mix things up a little bit. You can see that we are in a different surrounding. We're at Cheryl's house today,
Yep.
and you have such a lovely home, Cheryl.
Oh, thank you. It's been fun.
It is. It's very, your home is very calming. It's very peaceful. It's very calming. Cheryl has a lot of flowers. But, anyways, that's here nor there. We're here to do a safety minute. So, last year, my friends, Cheryl unfortunately found herself a widow on an unexpected weekend.
Oh, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
And because
Actually,
of
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember that phone
yeah,
call.
Yeah.
So through
So,
her loss, she has really learned some great pointers that she thought she should pass along to you. God forbid any of you find yourself in the same situation,
Right, yeah.
but it's going to happen at some point, ladies. And so, I'm really just going to turn the safety minute over to Cheryl and let her give us some pointers, some tips, some suggestions on how to do life really solo.
Exactly. So, it is a topic no one wants to talk about, and it's the truth. One of you will go first. There's just no way around it. And so, there's kind of like four things every widow should know. Some of them you can do in advance, and some of them after the effect. And what I learned was number one, in advance, if you do not have a will, it would be a good idea to sit down and make one. You can make your own. You can get it with an attorney. It'll have to be notarized somehow to prove it a legal document. An advance directive is important because it says when I become ill and it looks like I'm cruising towards the end, how do I want to be treated? Do I want to be resuscitated? Do I want food? Do I want water? If I refuse all that, do I still want pain medication? These are all important things to talk to your spouse about because we love them, and in that moment we go, no, do everything, and that may be expressly against the wishes of yourself or your spouse.
Did Terry have one?
We both did.
Good.
Yeah, we did, and they were actually a part of the will that we had drawn up years and years ago. So that's an advance directive. You also really want to think about a durable power of attorney. What that means is when you are no longer capacitated to make decisions for yourself with your advance directive, durable power of attorney says, I appoint you to take care of me according to my wishes. So they can't deviate off of that. It just means you're no longer able to make your own decisions. Right. What we discovered through Renown, because they offered it to, it was just part of what Terry was going through with his pulmonary care, something called the Nevada Lockbox. And what that is a program whereby you can register your advance directive, your guardianship information. Well, why would you want to put it there? They give you a little wallet-sized card that you take with you, and if anything should happen to you and they can't reach your family, your contact information is on there, and everything that you need to know is registered 24/7. Medical can get to it. Your designated person can get to it. It's a safe place to put it. And it may not be for everybody. Right. These are all things you can do in advance. The other thing you can do in advance is, which I did not know, get a credit card in your name. We always had Terry as the primary.
Credit cards in our name are good. No, just kidding.
I'll tell you why. Because when the primary card holder dies, they rip up that card. And you are now an unknown quantity to them. They don't care what your credit limit was with your husband. You don't get that. You start at a whole different line of credit limit. And it's really irritating, when you've had a certain amount and suddenly they go, we don't know who you are. We don't care. You're starting there. So ladies, get one in your name.
Great.
Build on your credit. Make sure it's strong so that your credit limit can be whatever you want. Because I think what they do is they're really afraid the banking world in general is afraid that a widow is going to lose it, go off her marbles, and spend all her money on some wild trip to wherever. And it probably happens.
I'm sure it does. Another thing you and I were talking about, Cheryl, you need to know the passwords.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, make sure that you have a copy of your spouse's passwords and that he has a copy of yours, either on your person, in your safe deposit box, or at least know how to get into his phone. Because if you can't get into his phone, you're in trouble.
No, I recently told my husband, I said, hey, I need your passwords. And he kind of looked at me like, what? So it invoked a conversation. And that's really why we do these safety minutes, to invoke conversation.
Exactly.
Right? And to get you thinking about these different situations that we present.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right. The other thing to think about is after someone dies, you're swarmed with family. They're here for a number of days. You can work through the tough calls, Social Security. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Getting the death certificate.
Well,
just
that
all
takes
stuff.
time.
Yeah, it does.
But you can't do anything until you get that death certificate, unfortunately. So, but this is assuming families nearby or family will fly in. Everyone's circumstances are different. But the moment they leave, you're now in an empty home, just you. And the first thing I had to think of that night was, okay, Cheryl, how are you going to sleep at night? What are you going to do to feel safe? I made sure I had a working alarm. I had something in all of my doors and windows so no one could break in.
That's right.
I re-upping my safety, so I'm back taking courses with Vicky to shoot my gun. And the rest is in God's hands for me.
Amen. And you know, being your friend, I have watched Cheryl this past year and a half, and I'm telling you, it's been an honor to walk alongside you.
Oh, bless your little heart. Yeah. Thank you. I'm blessed.
Yeah, she's really, you know, losing your spouse is never easy, and especially when you're married for 40 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So take this, learn from it. As you know, Cheryl and I are available to answer your questions. We're a direct message away. So reach out to us through Help Me Help Her if you have any questions. And until next time, I guess we'll call it a day. What do you
We'll call it a day. And if there's something that we've missed, let us know.
Yeah.
Please, because it is a very fluid situation. Everybody handles it differently.
Yeah. God bless you all. Have a blessed day.
Bye.
Bye.